I wanted
Yeah,
to,
man.
I wanted to end with
Mhm.
this question for you though. As a guy who, again, you've been at every game, you were at the ups and downs, you saw them be embarrassed, you saw how embarrassed they were, and we all saw I saw Tom Herman's post game against, I want to say it's Baylor or Iowa State, where he just looked utterly shattered. And I'd never seen that from that guy because he's not bravado, right? But he is a confident human being.
Mhm.
What's going to tell you the most about how you feel about where the Texas football program is when we talk again like the spring? What are you going to be looking for the most?
Wow, that is a good question because I've been thinking about like the questions facing the coaches that are coming in. Wow, dang man, that's like a question I can't do lickety split. I gotta think about that.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
No,
Take
you're
your
good.
time.
That's a good question though, man. Because there's just so much that is facing like the staff that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think if we hear like Herman talk about them being aligned, I think that's going to be the biggest thing. Like whether or not there is a clear alignment in what is at stake here. One, for Herman, and then two, how much autonomy he's giving the people that are coming in. Like, is he going to be overseeing? I mean, obviously he's going or expected. Like you're expected to have a hand, or Herman is expected to have a hand. How the offense is formed and everything else. Because again, we're talking about potentially blowing up his pro spread, which is his baby.
Right.
And you probably don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not it depends on who they hire, especially at the offensive coordinator spot. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. Like whether or not he's willing to give whoever he hires at OC the autonomy to run their offense and develop the guys that they have and put them in positions to succeed. Because you look at the past year, and I don't think that any of the players really maximized outside of Duvernay being in that slot position.
Addendum. I need to ask you this question because I'm probably going to get yelled if I don't. What are the chances of Casey Thompson jumping into the portal?
Ooh.
Because he did that trick once. I said that he can't do that trick again.
But, I would put it at about, between 30 and 40, let's say 35%. Because, again, the quarterback crop that's coming in behind him, you got Hudson Card, Quentin Jackson, like, those guys are pretty talented. And that's not to say Casey Thompson isn't talented. Like, he's shown, I think, in all the times he's had mop-up duty, he's looked solid. And Tim Beck, granted, think what you want of him as an offensive coordinator, but as a quarterback coach, I mean, Herman has talked about him being the reason for Sam Ehlinger having the type of progression that he's had. So, and really and truly, we did see Casey Thompson experience some growth too. So I think that he's got potential to be a starter somewhere, whether that's at the University of Texas or not. I think, again, it depends on who the OC is too, whether, he's in a system where he's required to run the football, or whether the guy who probably has more pro elements where you want a stature quarterback, which I highly doubt because, again, the guys that they have coming in currently. But that being said, like, it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up staying. I would lean towards him staying at this point.
Does Roschon Johnson go back to playing quarterback?
Personally, I don't think he does.
Okay.
I'd be shocked just because, again, like, he wants to, and that's the thing. He wants to.
Okay.
He wants to, and there's going to be a conversation. But when you look at him, dude, he's 6'2", 220. You can probably play him at safety, which he played growing up. He's looked pretty solid at running back all year. I just think there's probably a better position for him than quarterback because the tape that I've seen of him in high school, I think he's solid. I don't know if he's going to be able to outduel these guys, Card and Jackson, unless he's been practicing on, unless there's that natural
Jackson might not even play quarterback, dog. Like that's
the other thing.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. So we'll see. We'll see.
No, and you make a good point, right? Because I think his older brother lurks on the channel, but he's more dual than he is quarterback. But that's also because nobody's actually taking their time to develop him into a better passer in a way that's like with Sam Ehlinger had to be developed. I would point to, if I'm Herman and I want the kid to play running back, and I probably do, be like, yo, you stick with running back, you're going to play first game of the season, and you're the second best tailback on the roster with Keontae Ingram on it. Do you want to be the quarterback and sit down? Because those are your options right now. You're either going to sit down or you're going to go play 4 years of running back at the University of Texas. There are worse things in the world. I would do my best to try to convince him, yo man, let's try to do our Cedric Benson, okay? Let's be on our Cedric Benson and not our David Ash. How about that? How about we do that? You know what I mean?
Right. And that at the same time, though, look at, man, if you're looking big picture, and this is just my opinion, like if you're looking big picture, you could go somewhere else, play quarterback, and then end up developing enough to end up playing in the NFL.
It's true.
Which is possible. I mean, I'm not saying it's likely, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, man.
In terms of him playing running back, I mean, he was solid. I don't know if he's a difference maker yet. I mean, again, it's his first year playing it full time. Maybe he gets better to being all conference, but
I got a dream Texas scenario. Well, I always think of ways to antagonize Texas fans because it's kind of what I do. But if Tyler Huntley goes down against Oregon, not like season ending, but like, I don't know, concussion protocol or whatever, and Cam Rising has to come in there, and Cam Rising wins Pac-12 championship, and Cam Rising is going to be the starting quarterback for Utah in a college football playoff setting. How pissed would Texas fans be?
I don't know if they'd be. I mean,
okay, all right.
Be upset. Okay, but I mean, at the same time, they'll be upset just because it's not Texas playing in.
Okay, fair enough.
I think they'll be more upset at that than the fact that it's Cameron Rising playing in that game. I mean, it'll be more, why isn't Texas there? Like, the guy that they recruited is there. So,
to which I would say, Texas recruits everybody. You're Texas. This is my man Kalen Jones of The Athletic. Give him a follow on the Twitters at Kalen Jones. Man, I want to commend you. Honestly, you've been doing an outstanding job at your post. When you write, I read, I learn something, I carry it onto the show, I'm able to reference it, and then you're kind enough to do stuff like this. Thank you so much, Kalen.
Yo, man, of course. Appreciate you for having me, man. Seriously.
All right, I'm going to get up with you in a little bit.
All right, man.
Kalen is money. And if you don't follow Kalen on the Twitters, you're doing it wrong. If you don't subscribe to The Athletic, you're doing it wrong. I think that is going to do it for this show. If you like the live streams, please like and subscribe to this channel and let me know that you do like the live streams, because this is the first time I've done back-to-back live streams in a very long time. I think I got the hardware kind of under control, and it doesn't feel as, well, grotesque as it did in the very beginning. Folks that have been around since Jump, they understand. All right, it's going to do it for me. Doses.